First, let's get an update on this rain that really has been hovering over us for the past few days, Rich.
It has. Well, it's actually dried to the north of Everett, but the front stalled there, so it's not helping us as you get farther to the south. Still seeing moderate to heavy rainfall there out towards the Cascades and over parts of King, Pierce, and Snohomish counties. The Weather Service issued a urban flood advisory out until 11:30 today for possible local flooding because of just excessive rainfall. Overall, though, we've extended first alert weather through tomorrow, even though the showers are going to dry out over the next 2 days. That flooding is going to be very widespread all the way through at least Friday, so we might even consider pushing it into the weekend, but we'll look at it all in detail coming up.
Well, we are now dealing with our first deadly crash, as you heard Christine mention, due to just several crashes I'm tracking for you this morning. This is a lookout on Highway 167 near Highway 18, where 2 lanes are blocked at the moment as troopers investigate this deadly crash. We know it involves a semi and a car. That's the only information coming from the Washington State Patrol at this time. But you can see that backup continuing to grow. Keep in mind, Highway 18 is closed between I-90 and Issaquah-Hobart Road. A good portion of I-90 is closed, as well as several other closures. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a few moments.
The governor has declared a state of emergency and says 100,000 people could be evacuated in what could be catastrophic flooding. Right now, everyone living in the 100-year floodplain of the Skagit River has been told to leave their homes. This affects parts of upriver communities, including Hamilton and Concrete, and downriver large portions of Burlington, Mount Vernon, and La Conner. In Snohomish County, people in parts of Sultan, the Tualco Valley south of Monroe, and E.B. Island near Everett have also been told to leave. We have First Alert team coverage for you this morning with crews in King and Skagit counties. First, let's get it over to Drew Andre in Mount Vernon, where tens of thousands of people are under that evacuation order this morning. Drew.
Right, Christine. Well, we're here in Mount Vernon, just west of the Skagit River here, and you can see we're in a low-lying park here. This is the Edgewater Park that right now is underwater at this point, more than a foot. You can see how far it goes up on my boots there. And crews are prepared for this. You can see right over at the edge of the park line there, they've put a little blockade up, and the expectation is the levels could potentially rise to that point. That is what everyone is preparing for. As you walk around Mount Vernon, the downtown area and the businesses, they've all prepared with sandbags, and many have boarded up windows too. Now, right across the bridge here and across the river, that is where there is the flood wall, which you're taking a look at right now. That flood wall was just built in 2018, 2019, so it is new, and this is going to be a big element of assisting with these high river levels that we're seeing that are only going to increase. The Skagit River will not crest until tomorrow morning, so that floodplain is very important. The levees or dikes are extremely important too, but that is the concern really as we look forward. So a lot of people this morning though have been coming around and checking things out. We met some guys who were checking on their friend's coffee shop.
Just a waiting game.
Yeah.
Kind of, I checked the reports last night and it looked like it's gone up maybe 3 or 4 feet, but I don't know. I'm not an expert. Like you said, water needs to go where it's going to go, and there's nothing we can do about it.
And this is the map of the evacuation zone in Skagit County. This includes everyone that lives in the 100-year floodplain, everything you see highlighted in yellow there. So, of course, we're talking homes. We know that there are assisted living facilities that at this point have had to evacuate all of their residents out of it. So it is better to be prepared for this situation. Back out here live, of course, where we're standing here, you can see is flooded, but if you drive around Mount Vernon, that's not what you're going to see at this point this morning, but we just know the levels are going to continue to rise, so definitely be careful out there. Christine.
Okay, Drew, thanks very much. And it is indeed a race against time in downtown Mount Vernon right now. The banks of the Skagit River is seeing a lot of treacherous conditions. Business owners and volunteers spent the day boarding up and piling sandbags and taking what they can in case the worst happens. The owner of a wine shop and catering business, who just opened downtown a year ago on First Street, gave away what she could yesterday.
We have a lot of perishable items. We don't know if everything will be here tomorrow or Friday or not. So the best idea I had was to get things into the hands of people that are up the hill and can enjoy them.
This is the biggest test of Mount Vernon's renovated flood wall since it was built in 2019. One of the rising rivers is the Snoqualmie River near Carnation and Snoqualmie Falls. That river is expected to crest this morning around 10 o'clock. King 5 Savannah Welch is live near North Bend tracking the flooding there. Good morning, Savannah.
Good morning, Christine. Yeah, we've talked to a couple people this morning out and about in the gas station we're at. We're at the Shell off I-90 here in North Bend. It's getting busier and busier, but one person I talked to said he's lived here 30 years in North Bend and he's never seen it like this. And what he's talking about is this urban street flooding. Take a look behind me here. This is right off of I-90. Again, this has been Bendigo Boulevard South. We've seen some drivers slowly making their way through the street and then also some speeding through. So quite a lot of water on the roadway. There's probably about half a foot to a foot or so of water. So high.
It's different than in the past. I've seen North Bend get water. It's dry right now, but this is really wet. The roads, I've never seen like this.
Back out here live. Again, urban street flooding is an issue. River flooding, though, is also a concern. We were at the Snoqualmie River earlier this morning. It was moving very quickly. It's forecast to crest around 10 a.m. Also, schools in the area are closed just because of the high water level. Also, officials have said that overnight they made multiple water rescues. So they're asking people not to drive through high standing water if you can help it. Also, the road barriers, the road is closed. It's closed for a reason, so they're asking people not to go around the barrier and stay safe out there because it's wet and the roads are really slick this morning. In North Bend, Savannah Welch, King 5 News.
Thanks, Savannah. And in Snohomish County, firefighters rescued families from their homes in Snohomish just before 5 a.m. These are pictures of the situation. Snohomish County Fire District number 4 says it took 4 rescue swimmers to make sure people made it out of their homes safely. They used an inflatable kayak to reach and evacuate 5 adults, 1 child, 3 dogs, and 3 cats to safety. They say other people in the area have chosen to shelter in place. This historic rainfall is forcing the closure of some of our major highways, too. Stevens and Blewett passes are both closed right now. And eastbound I-90 is also shut down in North Bend because of a landslide. 3 cars were caught in that slide. 1 woman was injured and taken to the hospital. She is expected to be okay. Last night, traffic was crawling as troopers tried to direct drivers to the detours. Crews are still trying to assess when exactly I-90 will be able to fully reopen.
I have no idea what kind of a time frame we're looking at, but until that hill is deemed, safe and has integrity to be able to open the freeway back up, it'll remain closed, of course.
Troopers are asking drivers to make sure they have a full tank of gas before navigating any detours or really heading out anywhere at this point. They did have to help 6 people yesterday who ran out of gas. In Lewis County, Highway 12 is also a mess. There is water and debris over several roads there. Crews have been able to get part of the road open, but it's still closed right near the Highway 131 interchange. We'll continue following that situation. Meantime, how are the schools doing? There are several closures and delays because of the flooding. These districts shown in red have now canceled all classes, including Burlington Edison, Mount Vernon, LaConner, and Cedar-Woolley. These districts here shown in yellow are starting 2 hours late today, including Arlington, Auburn, and Monroe. We will keep you updated throughout the morning. Today, hundreds of National Guard members are heading out to help fight the flooding. This comes after Governor Bob Ferguson declared a statewide emergency on Wednesday. It paves the way for federal disaster funds and emergency resources.
The impact on Washingtonians is significant now, and it's going to be significant in the coming days, and that is an understatement.
The National Guard is now activated. About 100 service members are already getting ready to head out and work, and by today, that number will grow to about 300. So very much a very serious situation still in place. Even though some rain might be letting up, we shouldn't put our guard down just quite yet.
Well, no, because it has to come on down the rivers. That's why, so the rivers are not going to crest until tomorrow because that flood impulse takes a while to work its way down. And we're continuing to drop some rain. However, it has improved. We've seen a cold front move in, which is pretty much dry behind it all the way down to just north of Everett. It's been stalled there for a while at this point, but you see it's been dry all the way up there towards Bellingham all morning. You see over towards the Cascades, not much coming down. Sharp contrast on the wet side of that front. As we've been seeing moderate to heavy rainfall out there towards the Cascades. We're looking for around 1 to 3 inches of additional rain today before it really lets up everywhere. And we do have just recently from the National Weather Service a urban flood advisory basically for Everett down to Tacoma, right in the urban areas there. Just locally heavy rains this morning, plus all the water that's standing around already is causing some localized flooding in there on through about 11:30 this morning when things should finally begin to dry out just a little bit. You can see there in Bellingham, it's been dry all morning long, but quite a bit different story when we get down in Everett southward, still getting that rain coming down at this point. And across Snoqualmie Pass, where they've had over 14 inches of rain since Monday morning, it continues to be wet up there with some heavy rain coming down. So we extended first alert weather on through Friday at least, and then maybe into the weekend. We're going to dry out though later today and tomorrow. The main reason is just because extensive flooding will continue on. The places that are flooded are going to take a while to drain off, and that landslide risk continues. And of course, it affects all of western Washington. We'll take a look at the extended forecast, which has rain for next week, but falling snow levels coming up.
As you prepare to head out this morning, it is a first alert traffic day as well. We've been seeing several crashes this morning, tons of road closures, and unfortunately this deadly crash here on Highway 167. If you are heading out in Auburn, this is near Highway 18. The only thing we know right now, according to the Washington State Patrol, we know that a semi truck, which I'm assuming is this one here, and a car, which I can't really see from this viewpoint, is involved. And we do know that you have 2 lanes blocked. So something to keep in mind, anytime you have a deadly crash, it is going to take some time to clear. So we will update you as we learn more information. The drive times are still going to be longer for most of you this morning, specifically if you travel with the normal flow of traffic. It's about an hour 35 from Tacoma to Seattle, about an hour from Tukwila to Bellevue, just over an hour from Puyallup to Renton. Highway 18 is still closed if you're traveling between I-90 and Issaquah-Hobart Road. You're seeing a huge slowdown on Issaquah-Hobart Road as well, basically from Highway 18 to downtown Issaquah. So plan ahead, give yourself some extra time. Eastbound I-90 is also still closed, and both of those closures are due to mudslides. You can see here several closures on the map. We'll take a look at those closer in your drive times in just a few moments.
All right, Shantae, and we will be following the impacts of the atmospheric river closely over the next 48 hours. We'll also have special coverage live on King 5 Plus streaming at 9 o'clock this morning, as well as 3 p.m. and 8 o'clock tonight. You can stream on your TV and watch for free.